Okay, so let's start with the webinar. And hi, everyone. Good day, everyone. And thank you for joining us. Welcome to today's webinar hosted by our Chief Operating Officer from Surplus Market, Mr. Imran Bashir. Hi, Mr. Imran Bashir. I'm sorry you're mute. And
Hi, Una.
Yeah. So, okay, let me give you the introduction for the surplus market. Let me give you a brief introduction on surplus market. Actually, market is a leading B2B platform. That means business to business platform connecting suppliers and buyers and overstock inventory, helping businesses unlock values for from access efficiently. To share more insight and guide you through our today's session, I am pleased to hand over the webinar to our Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Imran Bashir. Over to you.
Hi, Una. Thank you very much for the introduction. Very well said. So essentially, guys. So first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for joining. So today we're going to be expanding on what Una said, briefly explaining who surplus market are, who we are, and how we can unlock some potentials in your company. So right now, there's a silent profit killer. And a major environmental challenge that every business is facing. So, if you're drawing some comparisons to your company to what I'm explaining, it's very normal. So we are here to see where we can assist you and where we can help you with those issues that you may be facing as an organization. So essentially, we'll show you how to turn this burden into a strategic advantage today. So hence the name of the webinar, turning excess inventory into working capital. So moving on. I want to talk a little bit about a few statistics. So before joining Surplus Market, I actually did a bit of research about the industry, and I didn't actually learn how large this surplus stock inventory was on a global platform. So I've got a few statistics here that I want to share with you guys, and hopefully they will be as eye-opening for you as they are for me. So to begin with, this statistic is as of March this year, there's over 762 billion worth of unsold goods gathering dust in global warehouses every year. So when we think about that figure, about 762 billion. There's many factors that we need to consider. One of them is if you're outsourcing warehouse space, that's an ongoing cost that's continuous, coming out of your working capital and out of your fund to be able to run your organization or run your company to the maximum potential. Not only that, the longer you keep particular items there, the depreciation of the value of the item is going to expand and get larger over periods of time. And it stops you from innovating, it stops you from taking risks, and it stops you from investing into new stock. There may be new items within your industry that are fast moving. However, you're restricted in terms of taking risks just due to the lack of warehouse space that's clogging up. And this is one of the issues that we're trying to tackle as an organization. And we'll get into further detail on how we do that a bit later. Another statistic that I thought it's very eye-opening is the retail industry itself writes off approximately 8% of its total stock on an annual basis. Now, 8%, it may seem like quite a small figure, but when we're talking billions and billions of pounds, it is an enormous amount of money that is just going to absolute waste. And the reason for this is because your demand, or your network for your demand, is very limited by your organization. You may be limited by a certain area, you may be limited by a certain field, a certain vertical of product. And what we do at Surplus Market is to expand that demand. So we'll enter markets that you've never even touched them before. We'll connect you with potential buyers of people who may not have even heard of your brand before, but it could be exactly what they're looking for. So what we're doing essentially is expanding your network using many platforms and many areas that we'll get onto a bit later on. Um, Another statistic, 20 to 30% of annual carrying costs in stored inventory. So just going back to point one of this reoccurring charge, and this money that could be reinvested into your company, it's just clogging up. And cash flow is the main thing that we look for in businesses. It allows us to invest more, and it allows us to profit and grow as an organization. And moving on to that, 40% of all unsold goods are sent to landfill and destroyed. So we identifying a problem here, like I said to you, is we're not able to find the demand for your supply. And because of that, we benefit, we're having major ramifications on our planet. And every organization now is under severe pressure. Any major organization is under severe pressure to contribute towards the environment, when in fact right now all we're doing is doing the complete opposite. So working with surplus market is really going to reduce that percentage and reduce that figure for your organization. And we're talking on a global scale now, but if we talk more specifically about this region, and we talk more specifically about the GCC, there is a huge issue that we're facing now. It's one of any economic book or any sort of posts that you see now online or on the news. The issue that we're having is forecasting inventory, and procurement teams are really facing major issues. They don't know how much to invest in. They don't know how much stock to buy. If a new model of something's coming in, it's very difficult to be able to forecast how much you're going to invest as an organization. And I'm not going to sit here and say that surplus market is going to completely eradicate that. But what we are going to do is we are going to give you a bit of a safety blanket, where what I mean by that is actually you can invest with a little bit more confidence as a company to say, actually, we may invest a little further. I think this product will do well. And if not, surplus market is there, and we have a good connection with them. We have a good partnership with them, and they will be able to help us with stock if needs be. So we're providing a safety blanket for organizations to help you trade more freely, take a bit more risks, and actually minimize your risk, actually, in fact. And if we're talking more specific about our current region here in Qatar, we are in line with the Qatar Vision, National Vision 2030, and it's very clear what they want to achieve from this vision. Every single corporation right now, it's an imperative, and it's the most important thing, is for every single company to be responsible for their consumption, and the environmental sustainability. And that is the core of our business. Without sustainability, and without our ethos of being sustainable, there is no surplus market. So this isn't just wasted product, okay? Hence the name for the title of the webinar is Trapped Working Capital, Massive Storage Costs, and Significant Unnecessary Environmental Footprint. And if we can target all three of those areas, without costing you a penny, without costing you any time and effort, then for us, it's a no-brainer. And that's why we have so many companies right now inquiring with us, looking to work with us, and we want to grow and expand so every single company can share the same vision as us. Okay, moving on. Right. Okay. So it's all good explaining about the environment, and the impacts that we can have as a generalization. But let's talk a little bit more specific about surplus market, and more specifically our channel, and our platform. So this idea was sprung up by our founder and chief architect, Mr. Mazin, and it primarily, we are an e-commerce platform, and a business-to-business e-commerce platform, where you can trade, buy and sell, within the freedom of your means. So I sort of call our platform a triple impact model, and I'll explain a bit more deeply about what I mean by a triple impact model. So the first branch of that impact model is buying directly. So if you haven't already visited our website, surplusmarket.com, please do give it a visit after this webinar, and it'll make a lot more sense as to what I'm explaining now. So you have an access to many SKUs. I believe we have over 2 million SKUs right now currently active on our website, and these prices are drastically discounted, and surplus stock against across many different categories. So for example, we have a consumer electronics, we have power tools, electrical engineering, gas and oil components, many different verticals, as well as building materials, and other categories. So there's many variations, and that is just one of our branches on our triple impact model. Now, shifting to another part of that model is we sell for you, and a lot of the people on this call right now are here because of their stock and they're looking to get rid of. So this is probably most applicable to you. So we sell the stock for you. What we mean by that is we will list your stock on our platform, to reach that network of buyers that is non-existent currently in your network that I briefly spoke about previously. And this process is a very simple and easy process, that will someone in our team will help you. They'll create a profile for you, become a partner of Surplus Market, and we will upload all of your stock. As soon as we have any queries or incoming inquiries, we will discuss them with you, and then we will facilitate that sale. So it's a very simple process, cost you nothing, apart from a little bit of time to explain to us what your products are, and essentially that we will require a document from you, listing product numbers and a list of all your surplus stock, and we will upload that. So it's a very simple process. And the third and final branch of that triple impact model is sourcing for us. So you can tell us what you need, and we will source it, because over the period of time of operating, we've got many customers and many partners now across many fields, like I mentioned previously, and it's highly likely that we will be able to source that product for you. Rather than buying from a manufacturer or a supplier at a brand new price, why not buy from us at a considerably cheaper product, considerably cheaper price, the same product, and in fact, on your conscience, knowing that it's not going to waste and you're benefiting the environment. And the environment is the real core of our idea. We really try to push this, and profits are fantastic and boosting, and cash flow, but we maximize our profits to 5%. This is to make sure both sides are happy. So we maintain the reputation of being a cheap company where you can buy brand new stock, and at the same side, we're not trying to benefit from someone's downfall, because a lot of people invest heavily in stock, and we're not trying to come in and say, we're going to absolutely lowball you, and no, we will sell it for a fair price, and both parties will be happy. Okay, and for those people who have brands or work for companies that actually feel like we need a bit of discretion in terms of our products, and posting it on the platform, it's not a good look for the company, or there's certain restrictions that you have in place. That's not an issue. Okay, that is something that we've considered very in detail in our company, and we have a discrete channel, direct channel, where we can work with many categories. Like I mentioned before, we have communities, we have mailing lists categorized within your industry, and we can approach it that way. So there's a little bit of reassurance. So if someone was thinking that actually we can't have our product on the platform, there is more than one route to getting your product sold. So how we ensure the seamless and secure process. So there's no middlemen. The inventory ships directly from the warehouse to the buyer. You maintain control, and we facilitate that sale. So there's no intricacies or anything complicated. There's no additional costs. There's no fees that need to be paid. Just know that it's a direct sale from A to B. Okay, logistics excellence. So our logistics partners ensure safe, fast, and fully traceable shipments. So you can know if your stock is safe and it's heading in the right place. And if you're a buyer, knowing that the stuff that you've just invested heavily in is going to arrive safe and sound. So we on both ends we will provide that reassurance. And lastly on that is rigorous quality control. So as I mentioned before, all the product that we sell are brand new products. And we make sure that everything, all the inventory, it's fully working in good condition before selling that. So guaranteeing the confidence of you, and not only that, it's protecting our image and hopefully a returning customer. Okay, so just a quick overview. Maximizing profits is not our main goal. Sustainability and reducing waste is, and this is why we cap it at 5% to reassure that you will be getting the cheapest possible price. And to elaborate a little bit on the sustainability side of things, every sale recovers your capital and it delivers powerful sustainability for your corporate social responsibility or your ESG report. So any company that's looking to boost that, we are able to sort of support that and provide those materials to you. So yeah, that's a little bit about the platform. Any questions, like I said at the end, I'll be happy to answer them. So if we can move on. Yes. Okay. So I'll share a little bit of a success story for you now, just to give you a little bit of peace of mind as to what working with us looks like. So it's not every deal is like this, and some are larger, some are smaller than others, but this is quite a success story for us. So we had a leading Qatari consumer electronics distributor who was really worried about their stock. It was it was slated to be a write-off. This stock was an old model. They couldn't send it back to the vendor. They couldn't list it in their stores. So they were really stuck at a dead end. So someone in our team reached out to them. We had a meeting. We had initial discussions about this, and we listed the inventory on our platform. And with this, we found a huge demand of within our network of bulk buyers and people who are looking to resell. A lot of different types of individuals got in touch with us, and the results speak for themselves. We're not going to guarantee you that the $150,000 worth of stock is going to completely come back and you cut your losses, but it's better than nothing. So we managed to retrieve 127,500 worth of that within about 60 just over 60 days of listing that on the platform. So this is something that you can consider working with us. Like I said, every deal is not going to be like this, but we will make sure that we produce the maximum effort to get your stock gone, and make sure we post it and send it to the right people within that industry. Money and working capital aside, just for the company's benefit and peace of mind, 12 tons of e-waste and plastic diverted from landfill. So there's many positives to come from this. Not only the financial side of things, but the fact that you're boosting the environmental impact that you're having, and it's just fantastic. So recovered capital, and we're in contact with this company still, and every now and then I do like to reach out to them and see how they're doing, and I ask them, with the money saved, what are you guys doing with it? So they're actually able to invest this large sum of money that they invested heavily into new marketing initiatives to grow their company organically, enter new markets, take risks on new products, and that's fantastic. For me to hear that, as someone who worked very closely with this company and saw the frustration they were going through, it's fantastic. And for us, the ultimate goal is to have a returning customer, to have someone to come back to us and say, actually, do you know what, Surplus Market, they've done a great job, let's go back there. So yeah, that's a success story for us to share with you guys at this point. Okay, if we could move on. Right. Okay. So my next slide is the next steps and joining the movement. So what is your surplus costing you? And this is a question that I get asked on a daily basis, whether I'm at a meeting with a customer or if I have an online inquiry. And I'm not a super robot and I'm not a genius and I can't tell you exactly what it is. But we have a fantastic resource available to us right now, and it's on our platform. It's the inventory calculator. So if you have a bit of time at the end of this webinar, take some time to go on the website, have a play around with the inventory calculator, and it can give you an immediate estimate of your stock's value, of its value. There's no fee, there's nothing that you need to pay for. It will just give you an honest and as accurate valuation of your stock. Obviously, once we dig a bit deeper with our team, we can get a bit more refined in terms of getting it exact, but it's a very good rough idea where to start. So that is something that I would definitely recommend, taking your time out to go onto the platform, have a look at the inventory calculator. It's a great resource, and give yourself a little bit of confidence as to this frustration and this stock. We will find a home for it. So yeah, so the 3 ways to engage with us today. So you can find incredible deals of surplus stock on our platform. Um, Selling, which I already spoke about, the different channels of selling your stock, whether that's on the platform, selling direct, and to partner with us. So let us source products for you from the circular economy. We do have a few companies that are regular customers of ours, and we are suppliers of a few real estate companies who deal with property maintenance. They purchase from us on a daily basis, and we're sourcing that stock for them. So obviously, if they're coming back to us, they know that they're getting a good price, and we can constantly provide that. So there's three main areas where we can benefit you. So the choice is clear. Continue to let excess inventory drain your resources, or partner with us to transform it into value. Visit our website, use the calculator, and let's start a conversation. So guys, thank you very much for your time. Obviously there is going to be a Q&A now, so if anyone does have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to answer.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
So what all categories surplus market consider?
Sorry, what was that?
What all categories surplus market consider?
Like I said to you, we would pretty much work with every single category. Some of the categories that we're not too fond in working is sort of perishable items with a very soon end of life. However, it is something, sort of larger perishable items that will last a bit longer. We can still enter that. So yeah, pretty much we're open to most categories of items.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and guys, this is the first webinar. We will be hosting a few more webinars, where they are going to be a bit more industry specific. So obviously, if there is a particular industry that you guys are in, keep a lookout for that webinar, and we will be having some more industry specific webinars.
Hi there. I have a question.
Hi.
So while you were making the presentation, I was having a look at your website, Surplus Market.
Right.
Well, some of the references that's listed over there don't seems to be like a surplus price as it is. I mean, how are you pricing these products, if I may ask? Is it
Yeah.
proposed by the sellers themselves, or you're evaluating these products and providing these 45% off, 30% off, as
Yeah.
stated
Yeah.
here?
Of course. So thank you very much for your question. So there's many factors. There's many factors to consider. Look, products, value of products are constantly changing. They're constantly going up and down, and it's our network's job to obviously tell us and let us know what we can do in terms of pricing. We'll always have a look at the market price. We have a team in place who prices our products, and if we feel like actually the platform it's overpriced, or if there is a better price that we can provide, then that's a conversation for us to have. So if there's a particular product that you are interested in, feel free to send it over to us. We'll have a look on the current market, where we are, where you are. We'll compare it, and we'll come to some sort of middle ground. So some items, obviously, over periods of time, they change in value. So that is something that we need to consider.
Okay, thank you for that feedback.
No problem. And if there's if there was a product that you were particularly interested in, we will reach out to you regarding that, and we'll have a conversation about pricing. That shouldn't be an issue.
Sure. There's lack of clarity on some of the references that is listed here on your website, which does not give an indication on certain specification based on which we should be looking at the product. I mean, for me, I'm going to be more like a seller, but still, it's interesting to know how these work, because we ourselves are developing something of this sort in order to reach out to remote or other markets as such. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It is the sellers who suggest the price initially, of course, because they understand the market the most. But when it actually comes to a sale and we have someone there, that's where we sort of take control of that product, and then we price it strategically. So yeah, so let's pick up this conversation off outside of the webinar. We'll work through some of the products that you're interested in, and we'll take control of the pricing from that point on.
Thank you, Imran.
No problem.
Anybody else have any question? You can unmute yourself or you can chat over the Q&A. Yes, anyone else?
Does anyone else have any questions? Feel free to type it in the Q&A section or unmute yourself, and I'd be happy to answer. Hi, Fatima. Yeah, you sent a question. How does payment work once my inventory is sold? So we will deal with that. We will facilitate it. It depends on the payment terms that we can become agreeable to, and we facilitate that. We'll invoice both sides, and we will make sure that the payment is done. So hopefully that answers your question. Right. Okay, guys. If there's no questions, then we'll end it here. Thank you very much for attending our first webinar. Hopefully, it'll be the first of many. Like I said to you, we'll make a few more webinars, a bit more industry specific, and we'll go into a lot more of the intricacies about the company in a lot more detail. This was just sort of an introductory. So, guys, please visit the website. Feel free to get in touch with us. The details are there. And if any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Yuna, or anyone else in the team, and we'll be happy to solve your issues. So thank you very much for attending, guys.